Envision being the most impressive individual on the planet. Limitless opportunity, yet with consistent dangers, wars, sicknesses, double crossings. Sounds problematic, isn't that so? In any case, that was the day-to-day truth of Marcus Aurelius, a sovereign who, notwithstanding his power, confronted difficulties that would cause anybody to feel weak. Today, I will uncover how he tracked down in emotionlessness, a shocking counteractant to disappointment, and a way of thinking that changed his life, yet mine too. Before I start, I need to thank every one of you for your staggering help. Your activities helped me. Yet, in addition, join us in the excursion to investigate astuteness that can transform us. We should find together how the strength of a sovereign can rouse our lives today. Continuing on in the story, it's fascinating to ponder why certain individuals decide not to answer in that frame of mind, as it can want to step on sensitive ground. Be that as it may, somebody's absence of reaction is certainly not a sign to surrender or give up. In any case, how then? At that point, might you at any point transform this evident dismissal into a positive pivot? Toward the finish of this video, you will have successful methodologies to manage detachment and find how switch brain research can be a strong partner away in causing the individual to rethink their demeanor. Before we proceed, I might want to ask some help, in the event that you can kindly leave a light and enact the notice ringer. This straightforward motion has an incredible effect, as it assists the YouTube calculation with understanding that you value our substance, subsequently expanding the video's perceivability to additional individuals. I significantly value your help. First and foremost, it's fundamental to disregard those attempted to decrease your value, notwithstanding frigidity and lack of engagement. It's critical not to be shaken, yet to transcend these conditions. Disregarding somebody who rejects you isn't a demonstration of antagonism, yet a strong explanation of confidence. Envision somebody considering your time useless. You're not the one losing in that frame of mind by deciding not to lock in. You are, as a matter of fact, reaffirming your own worth. It resembles holding up a mirror before yourself, reflecting and exhibiting that such way of behaving doesn't influence you. Be that as it may, how would we accomplish this without turning out to be harsh? The response is basic spotlight on your life, your objectives, and your bliss. Commit yourself to enhancing exercises like perusing, playing sports, acquiring new abilities, or just partaking in the organization of the people who esteem you. There's no need to focus on looking for reprisal, yet rather diverting your energy to the main thing. Indeed, now and again you will be disregarded. Notwithstanding, rather than harping on this dismissal, move it toward a drive for your self-improvement, reinforce your confidence, and let the lack of concern of others disperse in this strengthening. You're not simply opposing dismissal, you're flourishing notwithstanding it. This commitment to self-improvement is an indication of close-to-home development, exhibiting your inward strength. Recall your value isn't reduced by others' powerlessness to remember it. Remain consistent with yourself, allowing your activities to talk stronger than the quiet of others. Keep away from indiscreet responses and decide on smart reactions. Keeping up with your nobility and confidence in testing minutes is an exhibit of solidarity and a certification that you are versatile notwithstanding detachment. Second central issue: free your brain from them. The craft of separation ends up being a pivotal device in your procedure. Set a rush to them from your viewpoints. This doesn't mean denying or imagining that dismissal doesn't do any harm, yet rather diverting that experience into something that advances your development. Start this interaction, it's just plain obvious, by recognizing the dismissal and feeling its effect. Be that as it may, don't allow it to rule your contemplations like a carefully prepared mariner in tempestuous waters. Utilize the waves to move your excursion as opposed to permitting them to sink your boat to change dismissal. It's important to change how we see it. View dismissal not as a bar, but rather as a sign, guiding you toward new ways and valuable open doors. Devote yourself to exercises that feed your quintessence and expand your viewpoints. Plunge into a difficult read. Practice a game that tests your cutoff points, or take part in local area projects that offer creative viewpoints. These encounters are not only distractions, yet stages for self-revelation and self-improvement. Each new experience adds to your strength and versatility. Besides, developing a circle of positive influences is imperative. Encircle yourself with individuals who empower and move you. Share your yearnings and pay attention to theirs in a climate that encourages common development. It's memorable's essential that dismissal doesn't characterize your value. It addresses a challenge to rediscover and rehash yourself along this excursion. You will understand that what once seemed like difficult dismissal was, as a matter of fact, a push towards a really remunerating way. Try not to respond in a sincerely hasty manner. Third, fundamental point: keep away from hasty, profound responses when confronted with dismissal. It's normal to feel an influx of feelings, to need to answer and allow your sentiments to spill over. Nonetheless, there's a significant procedure got from the Manual for Serenity. At the point when you are excused, it very well may be enticing to yield to dissatisfaction or misery. However, aloofness, reasoning is pertinent today, as in old Greece, offers us an elective point of view. It urges us to embrace an intelligent and quiet stance. This doesn't infer subduing feelings, yet trying not to allow them to control us when overlooked. Rather than flying off the handle or looking for outer approval, take a delay and reflect. For what reason does this influence me? Frequently, it's not the actual dismissal, but rather our own weaknesses that hurt us. Common sense is vital. On the off chance that you are being disregarded, take a full breath and remind yourself this second doesn't characterize what your identity is. It's simply a passing occurrence. Apathy guides us to zero in on our activities and responses, not the way of behaving of others. Consequently, stay courteous and kind-brained, assuming you want to collaborate. Do so earnestly and without assumptions. This position isn't trivial, yet close to home control. Perceive that your confidence isn't attached to others' endorsement. Your actual power lies by the way you answer, not by the way you are dealt with. While taking on this outlook is difficult, it is positively groundbreaking by keeping up with peacefulness despite dismissal. You are not dealing with a tough spot, but rather developing. You discover that your internal harmony doesn't rely upon outside approvals. This is an excursion towards taking care of one's self-certainty, where self-esteem is advanced freely. By embracing this methodology, you show genuine strength and versatility, and that in itself is colossally appealing. Individuals are normally attracted to the people who show self-assuredness, who don't get undermined by the main indication of aloofness by trying to avoid panicking. You face what is going on, yet additionally flourish in it. You change into somebody equipped for dealing with dismissal, involving it as an impetus for self-awareness. This is unemotional insight, a way of individual fortifying and close to home equilibrium. Fourth and major perspective: show your worth. This is a genuine trial of your opposed versatility. View every dismissal not as a misfortune, but rather as a chance to show your solidarity and capacity. At the point when you are ignored in a gathering or for an advancement, take a full breath. As opposed to surrendering to self-indulgence or hatred, divert that energy into positive and productive activities. Work on a task that exhibits your abilities or start to lead the pack in another test. Keep in mind, your worth isn't reduced by others' absence of acknowledgement. Going against the norm, it's a chance to sparkle significantly more brilliant, undaunted by ignore. Help yourself to remember the maxim: when one entryway shuts, another opens. This isn't just an encouragement, yet an outline for activity. Dismissal doesn't mirror your characteristic worth, however, can be a redirection to where your abilities are generally required. In the event that you are being ignored for a position, looking for something else together as one with your gifts and passions may be a sign. Utilize this as a boost to reevaluate and realign your assets, searching for ways of expanding them. Now is the right time to fashion your own story of progress, where every misfortune fills in as the setting for a victorious rebound. It's not necessary to focus on looking for satisfaction despite disillusionment, however, about embracing the full scope of feelings and pushing ahead with effortlessness and assurance. Aloofness guides us to zero in on what is inside our control, our activities and responses despite dismissal. Practice sympathy, both with yourself and with others. That associate who seems unconcerned may be confronting their own fights. Grow your grasping not as an indication of shortcoming, but rather as a sign of your solidarity. Develop from these encounters. Certify your worth. Reflect, learn, and like a phoenix, miraculously rise like a phoenix after dismissal, more grounded and smarter. In this manner, dismissal isn't the finish of your story, yet a defining moment that drives you to turn into the most true and versatile rendition of yourself. Face it with the insight of the ages and the energy of youth, and watch yourself change your biggest apprehension into your most prominent partner for self-improvement and achievement. Fifth, indispensable highlight lesson: contact when defied with lack of interest or dismissal, the drive to attempt to fix what is going on, to look for exchange with the other party, attempting to make up for the shortcoming left behind, is normal. Every collaboration advances our local area, driving us towards insight, understanding, or more all, the specialty of transforming every deterrent into an open door together. We're here to excel at emotionless strength. Remain solid and strong. Until our next gathering, remain favored, everybody.